Good afternoon as we welcome you inside Nickerson Hall here on the campus of the University of Indianapolis. Hi everyone, I'm Giselle Valentine. Alongside to my left is Jace Hodge, and we'll hear from our sideline reporter Elijah Sutton in just one moment. So today is senior day here at Nickerson Hall, and UINDY is celebrating two seniors, Maya Scheidt and Sadie Hill. So Jace, how much of an impact have those two had on this Greyhound program?
So looking over at Sadie Hill first, 14 points per game, probably been arguably the best player for this UINDY squad this season. And her impact when she's on the floor is difficult for any team to stop. And looking over at Maya Scheidt, best passer on this team, and she's had a great impact on this team as well. And those two are two of the main reasons why this team is sitting at a 10-7 record in the GLVC and fourth currently in the conference.
All right, thank you so much for your insight, Jace. Now let's head down on the sidelines with our sideline reporter, Elijah Sutton.
During the Southwest Baptist Bearcats' last game, 6'6" junior Tori Hamilton set a new record for her school after it being held for 17 years. She has a career high of 42 blocks and counting this season. On the flip side of that, UIndy's Sadie Hill had a career high of 5 steals while also getting 6 rebounds and 16 points during that game. Both teams are coming off losses and they're both hungry, so let's see how this matchup turn out. Back up to you guys, Jace.
Thank you so much for your report, Elijah and Jace. As Elijah did mention, both teams are coming off a loss. Let's take a look at the Southwest Bearcats. They took a loss at Lewis University on Thursday, 71-60, while UIndy hosted one of the top teams in Division II basketball, Drury, with an 86-79 loss, and they really held their own in that game.
They did, and they were down by a lot early on, halftime down by almost 25 points, and they were down by 25 in the fourth quarter too, and they rallied back, made this game close, made Drury, run for their money there. But Drury is a really good basketball team, number 2 in the nation for a reason.
And as you mentioned earlier, both teams are actually tied in 4th place when it comes to records in the GLVC, so it's going to be quite a matchup, Jace.
Yeah, so UIndy, when they go to Missouri, they have UMSL and Missouri S&T. Those are the last 2 games of the season. That game at Missouri S&T is a huge one because they are tied for 4th in the GLVC at 10-7.
All right, thank you so much for your insight, Jace, and we're going to take time and step aside. You are watching Greyhound Basketball here on UIndy TV and the GLVC Sports Network.
Are you feeling alone in your faith? UIndy Catholic gives you an opportunity to get involved in a religious community on campus, providing sacramental needs and fellowship for prospective students and giving you a sense of belonging.
We just want you guys to know that God loves you, He delights in you, and He's in awe of you, and we would love to meet you, so you should come on out.
UIndy Catholic, a community for you.
Hey, it's Giselle here on 88.7 WICR.
88.7 The Diamond, the only jazz and classical station in Indianapolis, completely led by the students of the University of Indianapolis. Listen to us on iHeartRadio, TuneIn app, FM radio, HD radios, or even on our website at wicronline.org, a different kind of public radio.
back here at Nickerson Hall, and right before starting lineups, we are now, as you can see on the screen, we are now celebrating the seniors, Sadie Hill and Maya Scheidt, in their last regular home season game. And it's just been so amazing to watch them just all these past 4 to 5 years and just see how much they have come really into their shell, Jace.
Yeah, and Sadie Hill, like I said earlier, one of the best players on this Greyhound squad, came over from Murray State after 2 years, so she's been here for 3 years now. 2021 and 2022 academic all GLVC, so she is a good student as well.
Right there, as we can see, Sadie Hill with her family making their way up to center court and hugging Mark Mitchell right there. And then pretty soon, Maya Scheidt will be introduced, and it's just it's so crazy. This season honestly went by so fast. I just remember we just started this season. Now we're graduating 2 seniors who just meant so much to this Greyhound program as well.
And they will be missed next season, Sadie Hill, Maya Scheidt, too. Great impacts on this squad, but this squad still has a lot of returning players next year that could make a huge impact.
Yes, because I remember last season, we had also a bit more seniors last season. About 4 or 5 we graduated, and definitely there was always talk about who's going to be the next leader, who's going to be that girl to step up, and I believe it's these 2 right here. Is Maya Scheidt, my fellow region rat from Crown Point, getting introduced and getting her flowers as well. She's a graduate student here, the only graduate student on this Greyhound program. So far this season, she's been averaging 4 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists per game, as there she goes with her family as well. As you mentioned too, she's not one necessarily to score a lot, but her impact, especially on the defensive side, especially when she comes off the bench, she's proven to be very reliable, especially in those late game situations.
And looking at her stat last year, she was number 3 in the GLVC in assists, so she can pass that ball. She finds those open players. She has really good vision on the court.
And actually, her career high when it comes to points actually came from Southwest Baptist. She had 19 points in that game. As they are now taking a photo, and it's just great to see. It's very bittersweet, but we congratulate them and how much they've meant to this program, and wish them nothing but the best in their future endeavors. As everybody in Nickerson Hall is chanting their names. Look at right there. Look at all the group huddles. Some tears are drawn. Look at that. As now the starting lineups are getting introduced for Southwest Baptist. As we take a look at that on your screen, starting at the guard is the sophomore Kelsey Blakemore, 5'7", followed by the 5'9" junior guard Callan Stumbo. Then the 5'8" sophomore guard Emma Perry, followed by the 6-foot sophomore forward Claudia Van Zant. Then topping it off is the 6'6" junior center Tori Hamilton from Paris, Oklahoma. As UINDY starting lineups get underway here, as you can see on our graphic down below your screen. Obviously taking the start is the senior forward Sadie Hill, standing at 6 foot, followed by the 6'2" forward junior Caroline Jakaitis, followed by the 5'5" graduate guard Maya Scheidt, then the 5'7" junior guard Alani Williams-Harris. And then making her first start as a Greyhound is the freshman guard Patricia Jacomba. Second start, as I was just informed. As now the girls are going to slowly make their way to center court. So as we mentioned earlier, Jace, both teams are coming off a loss. So let's start with Southwest Baptist. What is kind of your keys of the game for them in order to knock down these Greyhounds?
They got to guard Sadie Hill tight. Sadie Hill's going to come out firing her senior day, her last home game of the season. She's going to want to get on the board quickly. So for them, they needed to shut down both her and Scheidt, the 2 seniors here.
And then let's move to UIndy. Like we mentioned, they held their own against Drury, one of the top teams in Division II. They made such an epic comeback in the second half. What do they need to do to get back in the win column?
Less turnovers. They had
Yes.
one too many turnovers in the game against Drury. 17 in the first half, which is more than they average per game.
Yes, as we mentioned about the turnovers, UIndy hit its season high by giving up 25 turnovers in that entire game. As both teams are slowly making their way to center court, it's going to be Jacaitis versus Tori Hamilton for the tip-off.
And Tori Hamilton, one of their main players on this Southwest Baptist team, Winnie's going to have to try to shut her down as well.
Tori Hamilton wins the shot. Now Southwest Baptist will take control of the ball as UIndy is now utilizing their full court press. Sadie Hill driving in for the layup. No good. It's rebounded by Van Zant.
And like I said, Sadie Hill's going to want to get going early, and she has that first shot of the game. Definitely a shot that she can make. Still difficult with the defender right in her face, however.
Blakemore behind the arc, passes it to Van Zant near the charity stripe, and her mid-range jumper sinks it in to get the first 2 points of today's contest.
Van Zant rolled around there from the paint, got near the free throw line, found herself open, so she pulled one up, and that's just an easy shot for her.
Williams-Harris passes it to Jacaitis, back to Scheidt, who drives in, back to Jacaitis. Williams-Harris thinking about shooting him, instead she drives into the paint with the little floater. Just a little too strong right there. Rebounded by Blakemore. Goes the other way for the Bearcats. As Perry just completely airballs it, but nice save from Van Zant, but it's recovered by Scheidt. The whistle was blown.
And Perry had a shot there. She's a pretty good shooter too from behind the arc, 34% on the season, so definitely a rarity there from her.
Yeah, and Emma Perry, the team's leader when it comes to three-pointers. So I guess it was a little too strong right there, maybe a little too speed right there. The inbound pass to Scheidt as she brings it up near the Indianapolis logo. Bounce pass to Jacamba on the right corner, who passes it to Jacaitis. Ball was intended for Scheidt. She just couldn't control it and goes the other way for the Bearcats.
Windy having some difficulty controlling the ball right now. Some turnovers, once again, like I said, they cannot afford to have.
So far, each team has one turnover. It's only 8:33 left in this first quarter. Stumbo on top of the key passes it to Van Zant. The whistle is blown. I didn't get a chance to see that. It looks like it's going to be a push foul.
This is going to go against Jacaitis down low. Tangled up there with Tori Hamilton, trying to prevent her from getting the ball, and she's going to get called for the foul.
Well, Jacaitis is going to be called with her first foul, the team's first. Stumbo inbounds, it finds a Blakemore near the low post, and Blakemore getting her first 2 points in today's contest.
And Jacamba and Sadie Hill were both right up on top of her, but Blakemore just went right up over them.
Blakemore is the team leader when it comes to points, steals, assists, and free throws. She ranks 24th in the GLVC when it comes to the scoring category. Sadie Hill getting her first 2 points of today for UIndy and for her.
That's her game. Just go right into the body defender, a little spin move, get around him. It's all too easy for Sadie Hill.
Tori Hamilton, turnaround shot, no good. Rebounded by Hill. Scheidt with the pass to Williams-Harris. Thought about shooting it, but instead she passes it back to Scheidt.
And she had that if she wanted it. Williams-Harris was open, but she just hesitated a little bit and passed it back out.
I've been noticing she's been a little bit more hesitant to shoot from behind the arc. Block right there. They'll go the other way for the Bearcats as the bench is up on their feet. It looked like it might have been a little foul right there, but I guess the refs missed it on that call.
I couldn't tell whether there was a hand in there or not on
Yeah.
Jacamba. It was a close call. Tough one for refs to call whether there was a hand on the arm of Jacamba, but it does go the way of the Bearcats.
Van Zant finds an open Tori Hamilton, but Jacaitis kind of swats things out of bounds. Now we're seeing some substitutions for UIndy as Jacamba's going to sit down and bench. In for her is the sophomore guard, Alana Wells.
And so far, Jakaitis is doing a good job of preventing Tori Hamilton from getting any good shots off, which is nice to see because she's coming off a recent injury, only played 11 minutes in the last 2 games.
Yeah, she came back in the last game against Drury after missing, like you mentioned, some games out. So it's nice to see her back in the starting lineup.
And Jakaitis is making her presence known down there. No one can get around her right now.
And she's kind of a bit frustrated right now. That's going to be Jakaitis' second foul of today, so she's going to take some time to sit on the bench. Mark Mitchell trying to calm her down, and she is a bit frustrated. In for her is the junior forward, Lauren With. Kelsey Blakemore making her first appearance at the free throw line here today. She's a 70% free throw shooter. As I mentioned, she's the team's leader when it comes to free throws. And mentioning back to her statistics in the GLBC, 24 when it comes to scoring, 8 when it comes to assists, and 6 when it comes to assist and turnover ratio. As she sinks both free throws, Maya Scheidt with a nice bounce pass to Lauren With. Lauren With wasn't just able to connect on that end. That was a really good look from her.
That was a nice dish from Maya Scheidt too. Caught the defender off guard with a little pump fake, then pass.
Van Zant with the long 2-point shot. She gets her first 2 points today. So far, Southwest leads by 6, 6:32 left in this first quarter. Lana Wells to Lauren With. With the pass, Sadie Hill. Sadie Hill driving in and gets the 2 points in for a 3-point play, possibly.
And Sadie Hill just has so many moves in her bag. She can do spin move, pump fake, really anything. She has so many moves, which is what makes her difficult to guard.
She's like a magician. You never know what she's going to pull out of her magician's hat. What it's going to be, a rabbit, it's going to be cloth, who knows? She sinks that free throw in. So far, Sadie Hill on today has 4 points. The only lead, 5 points, excuse me. The only player in scoring figures for the Greyhounds.
That's how it started too against Drury. Sadie Hill, the only one that could get really any buckets.
So far in these past 2 games for UINDY, they only had 2 players in double figures, both Lauren With and Sadie Hill. And that was a nice pass from Wells as Williams Harris was fouled on that end. Talk about, I love these 2 right here. I love their chemistry, this beautiful duo right here, and their speed.
And we see in warm-ups all the time, they work on that, 2-on-2, 2-on-1 transitions. And right there you can see how it works, if the defender's closer, you pass it. If they're farther away, you go for the bucket.
As Mark Mitchell is talking to 4 of his girls right now, Lonnie Williams-Harris on the season averages about 57% from the free throw line, misses her first. In her last game against Drury, she only had 5 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, block, and steal in just 22 minutes.
But she does lead the team in that steal category, 35 this season, which is a really astonishing amount of steals. And she had 5 in 1 game as well.
Now Williams-Harris is the second Greyhound to get a bucket in today's game, as she has 1 as she sunk the second free throw. Tori Hamilton, just an easy spin around move, a little too strong, can't connect right there, as it's going to go the other way for the Greyhounds.
Hamilton's had a few looks so far, but she's having some trouble getting the ball to go down.
You would think with her size advantage being 6'6", she would be able to knock these down easily, but she just can't connect. But so far, it's still early in today's game. With thought about maybe passing it to Williams-Harris, instead she passes it to Scheidt. With the no-look pass to Williams-Harris from downtown, she just can't connect on that end. Rebounded by Stumbo. Stumbo to Perry. Now Blakemore on top of the key. Now we're seeing a substitution for the Bearcats as Bianca Oliver now is checked into the game for Southwest Baptist. And Kelsey Blakemore, my friend, pack your bags and go on vacation because she was called with the traveling violation. That's going to bring us to our first timeout in today's game. And on that moment, we're going to step down on the sidelines with our sideline reporter, Elijah Sutton.
Hey guys, it's looking like a wild first quarter so far. You see, UINDY the Hounds have been getting off to a slow start, and Mark Mitchell does not seem too happy with that. However, on the flip side, they have also managed to make Southwest Baptist make some turnovers, so that's been good on their part. Sadie With is really holding down Tori Hamilton down in the paint, so this is going to be an interesting matchup. Back up to you guys, Chase.
Thank you so much, Elijah. We're going to take some time and step aside. You are watching Greyhound basketball here on UINDY TV and the GLBC Sports Network.
Are you feeling alone in your faith? UINDY Catholic gives you an opportunity to get involved in a religious community on campus, providing sacramental needs and fellowship for prospective students and giving you a sense of belonging.
We just want you guys to know that God loves you, He delights in you, and He's in awe of you. And we would love to meet you. So you should come on out.
UINDY Catholic, a community for you.
Back here at Nickerson Hall, Southwest Baptist with the 2-point lead, 8 compared to UIND 6. 4:54 left to play in this first quarter as we see some substitutions for UIND as Jody Mullins and Liv Becker now have checked into the game for the Greyhounds. On the other side for Southwest Baptist, we are also seeing some substitutions as the sophomore guard Jade Williams is now checking into this game, followed by the freshman guard Corey Cromer also added to this mix. Nice overhead pass to Sadie Hill, and Sadie Hill really loving that low block post spot right there. As now the game is tied at 8 apiece.
And if you let Sadie Hill get near side of the basket, she's going to beat you every time.
Cromer's pass to Hamilton. Hamilton now gets her first 2 points in today's game, possibly can make it 3. Mark Mitchell kind of looking at the referees like, what? With his hands up. He's going to send Hamilton to the free throw line, a 55% free throw shooter, and she misses. Lana Wells gets the rebound. Lana Wells driving in, finds Lauren With in the corner, and Lauren With sinking it from downtown, getting the first three-pointer of today's game for the Greyhounds.
And Alana Wells spotted her open in the corner. And you can't really leave many of these players in the Greyhounds open because all of them can shoot the ball fairly well from outside the arc.
Bianca Oliver driving in, just can't connect, and it's going to go the other way for UINDY. It's going to be a foul on Tori Hamilton. That's going to be her first in today's game. And Tori Hamilton, the team's leader when it comes to field goals, rebounds, and blocks. It's kind of not a shock, to be honest, Jace, with her size standing at 6'6", and she's 11th in the GLBC when it comes to rebounds, first when it comes to blocks, and fourth when it comes to offensive rebounds. Just a great, solid overall player for Southwest Baptist. Jody Mullins thought about shooting him, instead she passes it to Sadie Hill. Sadie Hill, turnaround shot. It's a little too strong right there. Rebounded by Cromer. Blakemore driving in. Her pass intended for Williams, but Swift decided she had other plans today. Jody Mullins driving in with her jump shot. She gets her first 2 points in today's game.
And you'll take those bounces right there. It took a few bounces, one off the rim, one off the backboard, but they all count the same. And it's been a nice response from UINDY after starting the game down 6-2 and 8-4, now up by 3 against the Southwest Baptist team.
Blakemore finds Williams on the corner, just hits the rim. This battle between Bianca Oliver and Sadie Hill, but Sadie Hill wins that battle with the rebound. 2:35 left to play in this first quarter, 17 seconds left on this shot clock. Wells to With on top of the key with the overhead pass to Sadie Hill. Sadie Hill throws it in, and she's making it known for the three-point play, possibly.
Sadie Hill's impact, like I said in pregame, like I said all season long, cannot be understated whatsoever. When she's on that court, she always draws almost two defenders to her, which can leave someone open on the three-point arc, can leave someone open somewhere else on the court. And when she has her game going, best player on the court each and every night.
Seeing some new faces for UINDY as Williams Harris will check back into this game, as we're seeing the first appearance tonight of Idalis La Flaca Ortiz now checking into the game. I love saying her name. Now Sadie Hill's going to check out, give some well-deserved rest as Jada Patton now checks back in for her. Now moving along to Southwest Baptist as Emma Perry now checks back into the game. And Callan Stumbo as well. Emma Perry driving in, finds Bianca Oliver from the charity stripe. Too strong right there. Almost recovered by Hamilton, but Patton saves the ball for the Greyhounds.
I think Hamilton had it, but Patton kind of put a hand in at it and swatted it away.
Now Hamilton getting revenge on that end as she blocked Patton's shot. Kramer driving. Passes it to Perry, brings it back to Stumbo. Kramer with the floater. That was a nice shot from her.
And that was a pretty shot, getting the ball up and over the hands of multiple defenders, especially Ortiz down there, the taller Ortiz over Kramer.
Liv Becker has to throw it in the air. Comes number 2, the free throw line. Couldn't see who that foul was called on necessarily.
And this is the person you want to have at the free throw line if you're the Greyhounds, right?
Yes, definitely for sure, as she is the team's leader in three-point field goals, but she's also 4th in GLVC in the free throw percentage category, and 4th when it comes to three-point percentage as well. As the sophomore forward, Kylie Massey, will check into the game for the Bearcats. Sinks her first one, makes it look so easy, but Liv Becker doing what Liv Becker does best.
And it's nice to have players that can shoot free throws so well. You know, each and every point counts in each and every game.
She makes her second. Now she is going to sit down on the bench. In for her is my fellow region rat, Maya Scheidt, back into the game. Nice pass from Patton. Oh, I guess they're gonna flag that shot off. Look at this instant replay here, Jace. It might have been an offensive foul on her.
I don't seem like Kramer drew it a lot with the fall. It wasn't as much contact as Kramer made it seem.
Yeah,
and she may have been near the restricted arc as well, but looks like they are going to review this right now.
Yeah, that might have just been an Oscar-worthy performance from Kramer. It looked to me, it just looked like a really good, nice shot. But as you mentioned, the referees are taking a look at this play right now. And right now, we're going to take time to take a break. You're watching Greyhound basketball here on UINDY TV and the GLBC Sports Network.
children who may have high-functioning autism, may have ADHD, processing challenges, working memory issues, sensory integration issues, those types of challenges. It's a place where human beings are valued, children are respected. It's a progressive school that takes a hands-on approach to
here at Nickerson Hall, as the referees are reviewing this last play on that instant replay, as we see right here, clean steal by Patton. You think she would just sink it in, but Cromer kind of getting her Oscar performance right there, as it looks like the call may still stand as an offensive foul, as the referees are. Never mind, it looks like the basket will be reversed for the Greyhounds, and that's going to send Patton to the free throw line right there.
That means her bucket counts as well that she put in, so it's an and one for Patton. I was going to say, it looked like it should be overturned because Cromer was jumping as well when the contact was made, so feet not set near the arc. That was a fairly easy overturn probably for the refs.
Great play from Patton. She clearly intercepted the ball. She just wasn't able to connect on that three-point play, but still UIndy leading by 8. 56 seconds left in this first quarter. Stumble with a little nice dribble work right there. That pass was intended for Blakemore. Instead, it hits the UIndy bench.
Some miscommunication there. Blakemore began cutting, and she thought that she was going to stay near the corner there, but she started to cut and then lost control of the pass.
Now Sadie Hill's going to check back into this game for UIndy, as will Alana Wells. Sadie Hill is the only player of both teams now in double figures. That's not really a surprise, Jace. She has 10 points so far in today's game, 4-6 field goal range, and 2 of 2 from the free throw line.
And there she just turned the ball over there, trying to get the ball into the corner, but lost control of it, stolen away by Perry.
Perry on the Indianapolis logo being heavily guarded by Mullins. 20 seconds left of this first quarter. Blakemore shoots it from downtown. However, Stumbo was able to get that putback for the Panthers. 7 seconds left. And Stumbo with the nice clean block right there.
And a stare down afterwards. Looked Wells right in the eyes. No mercy whatsoever from Kaylin Stumbo.
That was just vicious right there, as you see on this instant replay. Boom! Get that shot out here, and look at that stare down, as you mentioned.
5 seconds almost on the clock here. You have some time to get a pass or two off in a shot.
Maya Scheidt on the inbound pass finds Wells. 3 seconds left. She just has to take it from a deep three, and she knocks it from downtown. Whoa! Jace, that was a deep three right there, as UIndy now has 2 in today's game. Wow, right there. Great job from Alana Wells, and that'll bring an end to this first quarter. UIndy 23, Southwest Baptist 14. And on that moment, let's head down to the sidelines with Elijah Sutton.
Man, that was quite a crazy first quarter. The Hounds started out pretty slow, pressuring them pressuring straight off the tip-off, but they weren't able to finish. But after the first timeout, Coach Mark Mitchell must have said something to them to light a fire under them, because that was a new squad that we saw out there. However, Tori Hamilton for the Bearcats is still extending that block record with another block in that first quarter. But we had Jada Patton draw that charging foul and was able to get an and one. And then at the end there, we got Alana Wells with the buzzer beater. Back up to you guys, Jace.
Thank you so much, Elijah. We're going to take time to step aside. You are watching Greyhound basketball here on UIndy TV and the GLVC Sports Network. gets underway here in Nickerson Hall. UINDY 23, Southwest Baptist 14, as now second quarter now tips off.
And how about that ending of the quarter from Alana Wells? A very deep three, absolute splash, not even a little bit of rim on that shot.
Yeah, she just, at that point, she just had to force it up, and that was just the best of luck right there. Nice pass from Sadie Hill, who dishes it back to Maya Scheidt, and looked almost good. It's recovered by Southwest Baptist. As we're seeing some new players for Southwest Baptist, the sophomore forward Kylie Massey in the mix, followed by the sophomore guard Casey Blakemore, then the junior guard Callan Stumbo, then Tori Hamilton and Emma Perry added to this mix. On a fast break, Sadie Hill, another clean block from Tori Hamilton. I think she's hosting a block party, and she's just handing out invites, and now Sadie Hill's now on the party list right there.
Bearcats with plenty of blocks to go around already, and they do block teams a fair good amount, 3 blocks a game. They already have that amount today.
An air ball from Liv Becker. Wells tried to save it, but was not able to connect. So it's going to be Southwest ball, as Stumble's going to inbound it. Now we're going to see Williams Harris back here on the court, and Alana Wells is going to sit out. Tori Hamilton dishes it out to Massey. Massey with the shot on the high post.
And they left too much space for Massey. They didn't really close her down fast enough. Massey saw a little bit of space between the defender and pulling up. That's all you can do.
Sadie Hill has to shoot it. Oh man, what a game from her today. Now getting 13 points in today's contest. And talking about, we're talking about seniors earlier. How about this? In her final regular season home game, she's making it well known why she's one of the best players in this program history.
Sadie Hill's nothing short of impressive. Her career here has been absolutely fantastic. A huge impact on this program, getting them back to winning ways recently.
Tori Hamilton getting the shot for Southwest. Nice pass to Williams Harris, just couldn't connect. Liv Becker now falls on the floor. It's going to be a reach and foul on Williams Harris. It's going to be her first. The freshman guard, Patricia Chicombo, back into the mix. Liv Becker is going to sit out. She's talking to Mark Mitchell down on the sidelines, going over what kind of happened on that last play. Callan Stumbo bringing the ball up the court on the right side. Drives in on top of the key, now near the Indianapolis logo. Passes it to Blakemore on the right corner. Now back to Massey, to Emma Perry. 6 seconds left. Emma Perry driving in. She's just gonna have to shoot it up.
And that defense from the Greyhounds, that is the defense we love to see from the Greyhounds. We see it time and time again. This defense is one of the reasons they've been really good this season.
It's gonna be another turnover for Southwest Baptist. And so far today, they now have 7 in today's game, as UINDY only has 2.
And that was something they definitely were talking about after the game on Thursday. The most of the season, 25. They had 17 in the first half of that game against the Panthers.
Sadie Hill from the charity stripe. Nothing but net right there.
What more can you do if you're Southwest Baptist? Sadie Hill is just going off. 15 points in the first half.
So far, the leading scorers for Southwest Baptist is Kelsey Blakemore, Claudia Van Zant, and Tori Hamilton with 4 points apiece. Was UINDY, the leading scorer, obviously, is Sadie Hill with now 15 in today's game. It's going to go the other way for the Greyhounds. Is there going to be a push foul? Couldn't hear who exactly was it on. Did you get a chance to see that, Jace?
I did not get a chance to see who that foul was called on, but I do know it went against Southwest Baptist.
Might have been on Tori Hamilton, so.
And then is her second foul now, so see if they decide to do with her.
Now she will sit down on the bench. Sadie Hill for the right-hand layup. Rebounded by the newly checked in Tegan Brower. Nice dribble work from Stumbo. She's double teamed right there as Bauer falls on the floor. She's taking the place of Tori Hamilton.
And there wasn't much contact there, but Brower felt a hand in the back and just fell over, forcing the refs to make a call there, and Alana Wells just kind of smiled at her afterwards.
Stumbo on the baseline is going to inbound the ball, finds Massey. Massey on top of the arc, hands it off to Blakemore. Blakemore driving in, dishes it back to Stumbo. Stumbo with the nice pass to Blakemore, and Blakemore, still girl, find those airplane tickets as well because she was called with the traveling call.
And that's Blakemore's 4th turnover now.
And that's just a rare kind of sight to see from Blakemore. She is the team's leader. Sadie Hill really loving that low post right there and just making it look so easy right there with her shot.
And how about the moves to get around the defender? The ball up over her head and went down and split the two defenders. Sadie Hill, 17 points.
Blakemore answers on the other way as her long two-pointer is good. Now bringing her at 6 points today. 5:37 left in the second quarter. Sadie Hill almost thought about shooting it. She thought she was fouled on that end with Tegan Brower. It's going to be another turnover for the Greyhounds. That's going to bring them at 3. As Mark Mitchell thought, kind of yelling at the referees on the other side, like, where was the foul drawn on that? Blakemore with the shot. Now she's starting to kind of find her rhythm right here. Now 8 so far.
And you don't want to let her get going. Leading scorer on this Southwest Baptist program.
Lana Wells slowing things down was Mark Mitchell telling them what play next to draw. Sadie Hill with the pass to Lauren With. Lauren With the turnaround shot. Gets the left-hand layup going.
And it must be nice to have, Sadie Hill and Lauren With, 2 bigs down there. Both can make an impact down there in the paint.
UINDY with the 10-point lead. 4:34 left to play in this first half. Emma Perry just wide open. And that right there is going to be the first 3-pointer for Southwest Baptist. And so far, they're 1 of 4 from behind the arc. Now they're going to be a foul right there. It's going to be a blocking call on Tegan Brower. There's going to be a timeout on the floor. Now UINDY leads 32. Southwest Baptist slowly making a comeback with 25. 4:14 left to play in the second quarter. Now on that note, we're going to head down on the sidelines with Elijah Sutton.
Coach Kaiser is over there for the Bearcats looking like a general. She's moving her team around, trying to find a way to pry through UIND's defense. However, the Hounds on the flip side have found a way around 6'6" junior Tori Hamilton, are now putting up points on the board up there. Both teams got 2 fouls, so this is being an interesting matchup as we thought it would. Both these teams are coming off losses, and they still look like they're hungry and thinking about those losses. Back up to you, Jace.
You're watching Greyhound basketball here on UIND TV and the GLBC Sports Network. UIND with the 7-point lead of 4:14 left to play in this second quarter. It is our amazing sideline reporter mention about the head coach, Kelsey Kaiser, in her 9th year with Southwest Baptist, and how she's kind of being a general so far, Jace.
Yeah, 9th year's head coach. She began with the team as an assistant for 3 years before becoming the head coach of this team.
Jada Patton, the shot's going to be overturned the other way as Southwest Baptist bench explodes. It's kind of a mirror image on what happened a little bit earlier.
And I was getting ready to say that. Very similar plays there. Patton making the bucket. And
couldn't see what happened.
And they're going to review it again.
Yep.
Deja vu here at Nickerson Hall.
On the same player, kind of the same way as well. It looked like another clean shot. I couldn't unfortunately see the rest as I'm kind of sitting down. But as they're going to review it, we'll take time to step aside. You're watching Greyhound basketball here on UINDY TV and the GLBC Sports Network. Here at Nickerson Hall, and the referees were reviewing that last possession with Jada Patton, and it looks like the call is still going to stand. It's going to be Jada Patton's first foul of today, and now it's going to go the other way for the Bearcats. Excuse me. Kelsey Blakemore dishes it out to Stumbo. Stumbo from the three-point line just hits the rim. Jada Patton grabs the board. Patton dishes it out to Jacomba. Williams-Harris passes it back to Maya Shai. A little too strong right there. However, Patricia Jacomba getting the offensive putback right there for the Greyhounds.
And she was smaller than both of the Bearcat players that were down there, but she kind of just hiding down there, a sneaky little rebound there.
Patricia Jacomba standing at 5'8". The freshman from Carmel, Indiana, a little Hoosier native right there. Kylie Massey getting her fourth point of today's game. Only been playing 7 minutes so far. Sophomore forward from Emporia, Kansas. Offensive rebound from Ortiz. Now dishes it back to Shai to set up the play again. 14 seconds left on the shot clock. Maya Shai driving to her right as both her and Tegan Brower fall on the floor. It's going to be Tegan Brower's going to be charged with her first foul of today's game. Excuse me, her second of today's game. Seeing a lot of substitutions for both teams, starting with UINDY. It's going to be Shite, Williams, Harris, Becker, Hill, and Patton on the floor. As for Southwest Baptist, it's going to be Emma Perry, Callan Stumbo, Alyssa Williams, Bianca Oliver, and Kelsey Blakemore. Maya Shite is now looking at Mark Mitchell. She's kind of holding the ball. Sadie Hill, again from the three-point line. A little too strong right there. Rebounded by Oliver. Stumbo to Perry, back to Blakely. Blakely driving to her right in the paint. Finds an open Bianca Oliver, but Sadie Hill's like, get that shot out of here. Sadie Hill is hosting that block party, and Bianca Oliver, you were just invited.
Sadie Hill, what more can you say tonight? 17 points, 3 rebounds, assist, and now add a block to that stat line. She is just filling up that stat sheet today.
Sadie Hill is the team's leader when it comes to points, field goal percentage, free throws, rebounds, and blocks as well. As Bianca Oliver kind of gets revenge and scores on that basket.
And the Bearcats only down by 5 now. Playing some good defense here, forcing UINDY into some tough shots.
Last season for the Southwest Bearcats, they were 10-17 overall, 7-11 when it came to conference play. Excuse me, that was UINDY. Last season, the Southwest Bearcats were 16-14 overall, 10-10 conference record. They lost to the University of Southern Indiana 92-59 in the quarterfinals of the GLVC Women's Tournament.
And USI, they did move up to Division I this year, so they're no longer part of the GLVC. They went to Division I. But as part of that GLVC tournament last year, this Bearcat team beat this Greyhound team in that tournament in the 8-9 matchup.
They sure did. So UND's kind of looking for revenge. They haven't played them at all this season. This is the first meeting between both these teams all season long, as Perry was just wide open from downtown. Stumbo with the offensive rebound. Back to Perry. 17 seconds left. Now Blakemore gets her shot at him. Blakemore getting another shot, and now she's starting to find her rhythm already. And that's one player, as you mentioned, Jace, you just cannot leave open, as this Bearcats bench literally exploded.
And the rebounding game is becoming a problem for the Greyhounds right now. 19-12, Bearcat advantage at Sadie Hill.
You mentioned Sadie Hill. Sadie Hill getting her 19th point in today's game.
And that's only 6 shy of her career high with the Greyhounds already. Senior night is her night.
It definitely is. The only player for UND who's in double figures, as well as the only player for double figures on Southwest Baptist is Kelsey Blakemore, as Maya Scheidt goes the other way. Was fouled. Kelsey Kaiser, the head coach of Southwest Baptist, is saying that was a traveling call. It looks like it's not going to. It's going to be the foul on Emma Perry. That's going to be her second, I believe. That's
looking,
send Maya Scheidt to the line.
And looking back again at the Bearcats last season, they got 16 wins. That was their most since the 2016-17 season. So last year was a really good year for the program, and they're doing pretty good again this year, 12-13, not horrible in terms of their history.
Maya Scheidt sinks her first free throw and drains her second. That's going to be her first 2 points in today's game. So far, she's been playing only 16 minutes here today.
And this Bearcat program only joined the GLVC a few seasons ago, so these teams have only met 5 times historically, which UINDY leads that series 3-2. But the Bearcats have won the last 2 meetings.
Bianca Oliver from the charity stripe, no good. Sadie Hill just grabs the board. 12 seconds left, no time left on the shot clock, and it looks like UND is going to hold on to this last possession. Sadie Hill driving in, and Alyssa Williams. Man, a lot of players are hosting these block parties, and now Sadie Hill is invited to another one from Alyssa Williams, the junior center.
A lot of block parties going around tonight. Each and every player might be on that list by the end of the night from everyone.
Honestly, they might be. Scheidt with the inbound pass to Patton. Patton almost lost it. She has to throw it up. But Becker right there for the offensive putback. That's going to bring a draw to the end of the first half. UND 40, Southwest Baptist 32. And on that moment, we're going to step aside and go down on the sidelines with Elijah Sutton.
Thanks, Giselle. That was quite a quarter. Coach Kaiser over there for the Bearcats changed their strategy, taking Tori Hamilton out and making her team work as a team instead of seeing that 6'6" person on the court in the paint. However, Sadie Hill has came alive, and she's really putting the pressure on the Bearcats and keeping the Hounds alive over there. Both benches are lively and really talking out there. This is shaping up to be a really good game. We'll be back right after break, guys.
across divisions, sports, championships, and schools for nearly 500,000 student athletes. College sports create lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. We've raised the academic bar, so more are earning degrees, creating healthier campuses by working with the nation's brightest minds, and making sure more have the chance to succeed and are supported on their journey. But beyond the numbers, it's about opportunity, and we're working to provide it for every student athlete.
To them, the whole world looks like an opportunity, one to be seized, built upon, and made better for their sport and the people around it. To student athletes, every opportunity is a chance to change what could be and show the world what opportunity can do.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby. Inside the 30, touchdown. Michaela burns it. An incredible finish by Hall.
The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org.
pledge.
I pledge.
I pledge. I pledge.
I am an NCAA student athlete.
And I pledge to be a champion of unity
on my team, on my campus, and in my community.
I pledge to embrace differences and strive for inclusion and collaboration.
I pledge to stand against racism, hate, and discrimination.
I pledge to strive for love, care, and forgiveness.
I pledge to stand against silence, deceit, and obscurity.
I pledge to strive for dialogue, truth, and understanding.
I pledge to stand against fear and doubt.
I pledge to strive for trust and belief in one another.
I pledge to stand against complacency and stagnancy.
I pledge to strive for change and growth.
I commit to supporting my fellow student athletes in all circumstances that impact them.
I commit to both choosing unity personally and encouraging it for all.
I pledge these things because we are stronger together.
United as one.
In life, things aren't scripted.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
You can get a lot out of it. It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby.
Inside the 30, touchdown. Michaela Spurgeon. An incredible finish by Hall.
The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org/opportunity.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Well, it's so many memories, I would say. I think the things that when my teammates and I get together, what we enjoy the most, I think, are just all the stories, all the things that happen between us playing against some of the best schools. You know, we played some Division I schools. We beat Eastern Illinois twice. A thrill for a Division II school to go in and to beat a Division I school. And I think we remember, you know, feeling like kind of the David versus Goliath. And that's what I think we realized, if you can come together as a group, you know, that you can have success. Well, I think any competitive person, it's tough. But I still look at it today, you know, it's been 30 years since I played competitive basketball, and in the business world and the education world, you lose, and things happen, and you go back to your playing days, and you got knocked down and you got to get back up. So that was kind of our mantra. I think to have dreams. As a little kid, I had dreams that I wanted to do something athletically, you know, and basketball was my passion. And so I don't care what it is, do something that you like, that you're passionate about. That to me is the most important thing, and then work to achieve it. And if you work hard enough at it, I think your dreams can come true, even when people tell you it'll never happen. And that to me was kind of the David versus Goliath thing. Yeah, and it's a cliche, but I do think life is a game. Life is a competition. And I think I was prepared because I competed in college, and I say the same thing to people. You kind of those same attributes. You have to work hard, you have to practice what you want to do, and you have to believe in yourself, and you have to have those dreams, and you put that package together, and I think it's a pretty good package for success. Hi, I'm Larry Tucker. I'm a former NCAA student athlete from Lewis University.
Champions know how to seize opportunities. When they see moments of greatness unfold right before their eyes, they push as hard as they possibly can, and then they push harder. Because the heart of a champion never settles, never quits, and never stops giving its all. We are champions. We are Division II. We go big, we give it everything we've got, and we win. On the field, on our campuses, in our communities, for our causes, in our careers. We rise to become champions in everything we do. We are Division II, and there are no limits here. We make our time count. We set our own path. We become champions on our terms. It's time to up your game, because we're here to play and learn. But most importantly, we're here to discover ourselves, our vision, our heart, our drive, to achieve every goal we aim for, because we want to be champions at the highest level, life. At Division II, the opportunities are here. Are you ready?
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor. It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
I pledge.
I am an NCAA student athlete.
And I pledge to be a champion of unity
on my team, on my campus, and in my community.
I pledge to embrace differences and strive for inclusion and collaboration.
I pledge to stand against racism, hate, and discrimination.
I pledge to strive for love, care, and forgiveness.
I pledge to stand against silence, deceit, and obscurity.
I pledge to strive for dialogue, truth, and understanding.
I pledge to stand against fear and doubt.
I pledge to strive for trust and belief in one another.
I pledge to stand against complacency and stagnancy.
I pledge to strive for change and growth.
I commit to supporting my fellow student athletes in all circumstances that impact them.
I commit to both choosing unity.
Second half action gets underway shortly here in Nickerson Hall during senior day here. Back and forth action between both teams as UINDY currently leads by 8, as you can see by our graphic. Taking a look at stats, Jace, UINDY's it's been back and forth between both teams as Southwest Baptist is leading in the three-point category, but UINDY's leading in the free throw category. Definitely Southwest Baptist, as you mentioned earlier, the rebound category at 20-16. And then turnovers, which has been a big part that you mentioned as well. Southwest Baptist has 8, UINDY has 4. So as there's 21 seconds left and both teams are making their way to center court, Jace, what can the Greyhounds do here to close out with a victory?
They need to keep feeding the ball to Sadie Hill. How about her first half? 19 points, 6 shy already of her career high in points. They just need to keep feeding her, get Sadie Hill the ball, and they should be able to close this victory out. They also need to start out rebounding the Bearcats, get some of those extra second chance points.
Now the buzzer is drawn. That's going to start things off of this second quarter as Claudia Van Sant is going to inbound the ball to Stumbo, Callan Stumbo. Kelsey Blakemore driving in for her right-hand layup, and that's going to be her 13th point in today's game. The only player in double figures for Southwest Baptist, as the only player in double figures for UINDY is Sadie Hill. So two of the best players on both teams getting double figures early on. Rebounded by Blakemore. And Blakemore, actually, speaking of double figures, this is now going to be her 9th game in a row scoring double-digit points. Stumble thought about shooting it, but instead passes it to Hamilton. Hamilton with the turnaround move, spin move right there, and gets the first 2 points for her in today's second half.
And you can already see what the Bearcats talked about in the locker room. Get the ball into the paint. Start, being the more aggressive team down there.
And I like what our sideline reporter Elijah Sutton said. The head coach for Southwest Baptist, Kelsey Kaiser, being now a general, it's kind of playing in their favor a little bit right here as they're now making a comeback, only cutting the deficit by 4. Claudia Van Sant from the left corner, and Claudia getting the 3-point shot right there. It's now only a 1-point game from UIndy as we see some players now making their way to the scorers table. Liv Becker, Lauren With, and Alana Wells. Maya Scheidt thought about it. Instead, she's going to drive in, finds Williams Harris, and she hesitated on the 3-point shot. Instead, she drives in. It's no good. It's going to be rebounded by Van Zandt. Stumbo on the Indianapolis logo, guarded by Williams Harris.
Good defense here by Williams Harris, right on her, but now they're going to call a foul on her. She was a bit too close.
A little bit too close right there, and that's going to be Williams Harris. I believe that's going to be her second foul today, so she's going to go talk to Mark Mitchell about what just happened right there, as Jakaitis and Patricia Chikamba are going to step out of the game, as well as Williams Harris. In for them, as I mentioned earlier, Liv Becker, Lauren With, and Alana Wells. As Blake Moore inbounding the ball to Stumbo. Stumbo with a little crossover move. 16 seconds left on the shot clock. Stumbo dishes it out to Perry, telling her girls to come a little bit closer. Needs help right there. The ball was almost out of bounds. It's gonna be a shot clock violation right there, as the bench thought she had the shot. It's gonna be a shot clock violation right there, and the
I think they're going to review it.
are going to review it again.
Was very, very close.
Yes. I honestly really can't tell, Jace. I think she got it off in time, but it was very, like, a split second super close. So while they're going to review that, we're going to step on the sidelines with our awesome sideline reporter, Elijah Sutton.
Man, Jason Giselle, that was quite the finish there. I don't know if they're going to count that or not, but they're reviewing it right now. It seems like Mark Mitchell didn't think it counted, neither did the other team, but, you know, there's always the hopefulness there. However, Coach Mitchell has expressed towards his team that they're not finishing as well as he wants them to. So let's see if that will change in this quarter. It's off to a slow start, but we'll see. Back up to you guys, Jason Giselle.
Thank you, Elijah. Now we're going to step aside here on UINDY TV and the GLVC Sports Network. It's a 1-point game here at Nickerson Hall. And as we see on this instant replay, as the referees were taking a look at this call, it's still going to stand as a shot clock violation. However, so far in this third quarter, 7:33 left to play. Southwest Baptist on a 7-0 scoring run right here. And as Elijah just mentioned in his report, Mark Mitchell not happy with his girls not be able to finish on the end of the court. Nice bounce pass to Liv Becker. Liv Becker just a little too strong off the front iron. Stumbo with her floater. Not good. It's going to be a jump ball. It's going to be in the favor of Southwest Baptist. Oh, excuse me. It's going to be a foul on Lauren With. So much action happening. I can't see clearly what it's going to be the Bearcats ball, as they are now going to inbound it with Stumbo beneath the basket. As the referees are kind of talking to the scorers table, I'm not too sure About what? Do you think you may know, Jace?
Don't quite know.
I think they were reviewing to see if it went off of UINDY, and it's still going to be Southwest Baptist ball. Perry moving to her right, just floats one in. Nothing but net right there. Now Southwest Baptist takes the lead.
And that's their first lead since it was 10-8 in the first quarter. The Greyhounds took advantage after that and in the lead to 10 points multiple times, but the Bearcats have fought right back out of the locker room.
Scheidt on the Indianapolis logo swings it out to Becker. Becker with a nice bounce pass to With trying to get under two defenders. She was easily beaten on that category. Tori Hamilton with a nice spin move against Sadie Hill. And Tori Hamilton now has 8 on today in just only 15 minutes.
And the Greyhounds need to get something going here. After a slow start, they haven't been able to get the shots they want, but right there you go. That's what you got to do.
That is a great look from both the graduating seniors. Such a wide open. I mean, she was wide open on that end. Just did what she does best.
And that puts Sadie Hill over the 20-point mark, 21 points on the night for her.
She makes 4 more. That's going to match her career. That's going to tie her career high. Perry's shot just a little too strong right there. Recovered by Sadie Hill. Maya Scheidt going coast to coast on the fast break. Instead, slowed things down and dishes it out to Wells. 19 left on the shot clock. 5:29 left to play in this third quarter. Wells from downtown. As Emma Perry just easily grabs the board. It was almost stolen by Scheidt. Now Blakemore. A little too strong right there as Liv Becker just fell aggressively. Now Claudia Van Zandt and Lauren With falling right there. She's a little tripped up. And it's going to go the other way for the Greyhounds. A lot of players just falling in. Very aggressive basketball right here.
I swore I saw a football game break out down there in the Southwest Baptist, and I thought someone tackled somebody, but no foul was called. Just absolute chaos down there.
Absolute chaos indeed. Lauren With fell, and then Claudia Van Zandt fell, and Tori Hamilton. I couldn't even keep a track of how many fell. As right now, another player, Alana Wells and Bianca Oliver. As Bianca Oliver is holding on, it looks like to her thigh.
Knee or
something.
thigh.
Knee or
Something
thigh.
on her right leg.
As Kelsey Kaiser, head coach, and several Southwest Baptist players are near her side. Looks like she's able to get up. She's kind of limping a little bit as her and Wells just make sure each other is okay. But it looks like Bianca's gonna probably step out of this game. As the sophomore forward Kylie Massey is going to check in for her in her place. As Kelsey Blakemore is going to bring the ball up the court. Massey swings it out to Van Zandt. Dishes it back to Blakemore. Blakemore on the left arc, driving in, finds Van Zandt on the right corner, too strong right there, rebounded by Scheidt. Now Wells goes the other way, dishes it to Scheidt. It was intended for Sadie Hill, it was blocked by Van Zandt, but however it was recovered by Wells. Sadie Hill driving in. She's going to be charged with the blocking foul.
I thought that was going to go against Sadie Hill for that little elbow. Almost looked like she threw an elbow. The entire Bearcat bench is standing up right now in shock.
Yeah, because it did look like it would be on Sadie Hill, but I guess it's going to go the other way. It's going to be a blocking foul on Southwest Baptist. And that's going to be a timeout on the floor. UINDY 42, Southwest Baptist 43, and we're going to step down on the sidelines with our sideline reporter, Elijah Sutton.
Man, so they're off to a slow start, but seniors Sadie Hill and Maya Scheit are really trying to bring the Hounds out of this little slump that they're in. But there is just an injury, a slight injury from Alana Wells onto number 24 there for the Bearcats. But this is shaping up to be a good quarter. Back up to you, Jason Giselle.
Thank you, Elijah. You're watching Greyhound basketball here on UINDY TV and the GLBC Sports Network.
For children who may have high-functioning autism, may have ADHD, processing challenges, working memory issues, sensory integration issues, those types of challenges. It's a place where human beings are valued, children are respected. It's a progressive school that takes a hands-on approach to education.
Award-winning news coverage. Brought to you by ethical journalists that care about you.
Here at Nickerson Hall, 4:14 left to play in this third quarter. Scheit switching to her left, swings it out to Sadie Hill, swings it back to Liv Becker. Liv Becker driving in, finds Scheit on the left-hand corner, finds Wells. Wells has to throw it in, but Scheit was able to recover it with her nice little move right there. Now UIND recovers and takes the lead again.
And here comes Maya Scheit making her impact known now in the second half. An assist and a bucket to her name to begin this half. Senior night for her too, don't forget about that.
I like how our sideline reporter Elijah Sutton mentioned that Scheit and Hill are trying to keep the Greyhounds back on that last possession. They could possibly go for a two-point play as Kelsey Blakemore was able to make it in. It's going to send her to the free throw line. It's going to be Maya Scheit's second foul of the game. Kelsey Blakemore, 15 points so far, could possibly make it 16. Jody Mullins is going to check back into the game for the Greyhounds in place of Maya Scheit. Now make it 16 for Blakemore on today. Wells on the left corner, left arc. Dishes it out to Whiff on top of the key. Now back to Wells. Wells driving into her left. Pass was intended for Becker, but she falls to the ground. And it looks like it's going to be a foul on Southwest Baptist. Tori Hamilton's now going to check back into the game for Southwest Baptist in for Claudia Van Zandt. So far in today's contest, Tori Hamilton's the second leading scorer for Southwest Baptist with 8 points, 4-6 from the field goal range, 3 rebounds and 2 blocks to add to her stat line as Mullins jumper no good, rebounded by Hamilton. Stumbo on a fast break, moves to her left with the left-hand layup over Jody Mullins, and the bench is now up on their feet as now Southwest Baptist has the 4-point lead.
And the Greyhounds seem almost shell-shocked right now, you know? Not really anything going on offense, having some trouble on defense, getting there, guarding someone up. But the Greyhounds right here, see if they get Sadie Hill the ball, see if she can get anything going.
The whistle was blown. I couldn't see what happened on that last possession.
I think a foul was called down low in the paint on the Bearcats. Going Oliver.
On Oliver, okay. That's going to be her first of today. Lonnie Williams-Harris is now going to check back into the game, and out is Mullins as she's down on the sideline talking with Coach Mitchell. Lauren Whiff, her shot's no good, and Tori Hamilton, as we been mentioning all day, she's still hosting that block party, and now Lauren Whiff is added to the VIP list. Make it 3 for her, 3 blocks on today's game. Wells on the Indianapolis logo, drives in, looks to find Lauren Whiff from behind the arc. Lauren Whiff gets the 3-point shot. That's gonna be make it 8 for her today.
And you don't see With shoot the 3 ball too often, but you can't leave her open and she'll knock it down.
Stumbo to Oliver. She nearly lost it, but she was able to control it. Drives in. Her shot just hits the rim. Alana Wells on the fast break, and it looks like they're going to slow things down possibly. 23 seconds left of the shot clock. Becker with the pump fake. And the foul. That's going to send Becker to the free throw line.
Once again, this is the person you want at the line in the clutch. You know, Liv Becker, best shooter on this team. He's the 4th best in the GLVC from behind the charity stripe.
So far today for UIndy, they've been 7 and 9 from the free throw line, whereas Southwest Baptist has only been 3 of 4 from the free throw line. As Mullins now is going to check back into the game for the Greyhounds. Out is Alana Wells. Sinks the first one. And sinks the second. Now it's a 1-point game.
And going back to that free throws, UIndy shot 31 of them the other night against Drury, making 23.
Oliver driving in for the right-hand layup. No good. Tori Hamilton with the offensive putback. Sadie Hill hosting another block party, and Bianca Oliver is now added to the VIP list right there. Nice clean block from Sadie Hill. That's going to be her first of today's game. Jody Mullins, mid-range jumper.
And there was nothing else going there for the Greyhounds. Lisa Mullins, who said, I'll just take the shot, and why not? She knocks it down.
Love her jump shot. She just has a great one, especially from the mid-range. Kelsey Blakemore is holding the ball, looking at the eyes of head coach Kelsey Kaiser. Nice matchup between her and Williams-Harris. Ball was nearly stolen, but she was able to recover it. 9 seconds left on the shot clock. Blakemore dishes it out to Oliver. Oliver from the free throw line, no good. I couldn't see what happened on that last
Foul
possession.
Looks like caught on Lauren With. She was blocking out Tori Hamilton. Seemed to be cleanly, but the ref obviously saw something else in that.
Lauren With definitely disagreeing with that call, as she and Mark Mitchell are yelling at each other, saying, I didn't even touch her or hit her. But that's going to send Tori Hamilton to the free throw line. Tori Hamilton is a 55% free throw shooter. In her last game against Lewis, she had 19 points, 6 rebounds, 3 blocks, and 1 steal in just only 33 minutes. As Elijah mentioned in the pregame show, she now has 42 blocks in their last game, 42 blocks on the season, setting a new Southwest Baptist University single season record. So congratulations to Tori right there. Crowd is booing profusely at Tori. Sinks her second. Southwest Baptist now cutting the deficit to 1. In for the Greyhounds is going to be La Flaca Ortiz. She's going to check into the game. Out's going to be Lauren With. She sits down on the bench. 38 seconds left to play in this third quarter. Sadie Hill, the pump fake right there. It's going to be a foul drawn. It's going to be on Tegan Brower, the junior center, and that's going to be her third of today's game. Williams-Harris beneath the basket is going to inbound it. The nice long pass to Mullins, top of the arc. Pass was intended for Hill, but it was recovered by Mullins. Mullins with the little floater. Nice recovery by Mullins.
Mullins 4 quick points, putting this Greyhound team back up by 3 now.
Now Corey Cromber with the left-hand layup. 11 seconds left in this third quarter. Looks like the Greyhounds are going to hold this one out until the buzzer sounds.
Thought he had 2 buzzer beaters. We have another one.
Another block party, but
another one.
Nice big shot from La Placa. Able to close things out in this third quarter as UINDY now 55, Southwest Baptist 52. Look at that instant replay. Look, La Placa able to save the day right there. Now in that moment, let's head down on the sidelines with Elijah Sutton.
Man, Giselle, did you see that buzzer beater by Idalise Ortiz down there? That was quite a shot. But the Bearcats came out clawing this quarter. They really were giving the Hounds a run for their money. They came out strong, scoring the majority of the points this quarter, actually. Sophomore Kelsey Blakemore for the Bearcats, 0-0, has actually been changing the tide and the pace for the Bearcats over there. But we got our own Ileana Harris-Williams, who's really been trying to shut her down and make this game interesting. This fourth quarter should be very lively. Back up to you guys, Jason, Giselle.
Fourth quarter action gets underway here shortly when we return here on UINDY TV and the GLVC Sports Network. Fourth quarter action gets underway here. As we take a look at some stats from the third quarter, Southwest Baptist had 20 points while UINDY had 15. Southwest Baptist still leading in that rebounding category with 12 compared to UINDY 7. Nice move from Sadie Hill right there. It's very close and tying her career high here, Jace.
23 points, 2 away from tying her UINDY career high.
And that's going to be a traveling call on Callan Stumbo. Callan Stumbo, pack your bags, go on vacation. Liv Becker's going to inbound it to Williams Harris. Williams Harris moving on to her left corner. It is getting more loud here at Nickerson Hall as we have some passionate Greyhound fans by the basket. Jody Mullins, nice jumper, no good. It was almost covered by La Placa, but the newly in senior guard, Lakin Walker, gets the rebound for Bearcats. Stumbo moving to her right. It's going to be a foul. It might be on Mullins. Looks like a reaching foul. It's going to be her first of today's game. That's going to send Callan Stumbo to the free throw line. Callan Stumbo in her last game against Lewis had 4.6 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal in just 29 minutes. So far today, she makes this. These two she'll have 6, but now she has 4. 2 of 6 from the field goal range. 0 for 1 from the three-point line. 7 rebounds. 9 assists to add to her stat line, plus 1 steal and 2 blocks in only 29 minutes. Jody Mullins goes coast to coast. And the whistle is drawn on that possession.
And Mullins, another one of the good shooters on the team from behind the stripe. Her, Liv Becker, Sadie Hill, and Lauren With are all above 80% on the year from behind the charity stripe.
Mullins is going to go to the free throw line, shooting a pair. Mullins so far in today's contest only been playing 9 minutes so far, has 1 assist and 1 steal. Make that 7 points for her. As Mark Mitchell is talking to the rest of his 4 girls, Ortiz, Becker, Hill, and Williams Harris. As Alana Wells is going to check back into the game for the Greyhounds. Mullins is going to sit this one out. 8:44 left to play in this 4th quarter. Stumbo looking in the eyes of Kelsey Kaiser, her head coach. Dishes it out to Walker. Walker driving in, hands it off to Perry. Perry looking for help. Stumbo is able to go help her right there. 8 seconds left on the shot clock. Walker driving in, has to kind of force it up, and she's going to be charged with the double dribble violation right there. And that's going to be the 17th turnover for Southwest Baptist.
And I've been really impressed in that category with UINDY. Only 4 turnovers this afternoon. A much needed improvement in this squad after the 25 turnover performance in the last game.
Excuse me, that's actually going to be 13 turnovers for Southwest Baptist. Well, as Jace mentioned, UINDY only has 4. In their last game we mentioned earlier, they had 25, a season high in turnovers as Ortiz's shot no good. It goes the other way for the Bearcats. Van Zandt from deep from downtown almost hit it, but it went back out, recovered by the Bearcats. Blakemore tapping her head. She's kind of holding the ball right there. 12 seconds left on the shot clock. Drives in, it's gonna be a foul. Looks like it's gonna be on Liv Becker as Bearcats bench is on their feet. That's gonna send Blakemore to the free throw line. Again, she's been 3 of 3 so far, make it 4 of 4. Nothing but net right there. In her last game against Lewis, 15 points, 1 rebound, 2 assists, and a steal in just 32 minutes. And now make that 17 here today. 7:30 left to play in this fourth quarter. Wells swings it out to Becker, now who swings it out to Hill. Hill thought about passing it to Ortiz, but instead passes it to Wells. Back to Hill. Hill from deep range. It's recovered by Becker. Becker is going to hand it off to Wells to reset the play. 12 seconds left of the shot clock. Hill almost nearly lost it, but she's going to drive in for the shot. That's going to send her to free throw line. That's going to be a foul. A push foul on Tori Hamilton, and that's going to be her 4th foul. 1 more, and she's fouled out of today's game.
And that'd be a big loss for the Southwest Baptist team. Tori Hamilton, 2nd leading scorer on this team. They cannot afford to lose her because she's also presence down there getting rebounds and whatnot. But right here, Sadie Hill knocks down both of these. She ties up her UINDY career high.
Tegan Brower, the junior guard for Southwest Baptist, is going to check in. Sadie Hill misses her first. A little too strong right there. Makes her 2nd, so now 24 points added to her. She makes another shot. That's going to be a new career high for Sadie Hill. Stumbo hands it off to Blakemore. Blakemore nearly lost it, and it's recovered. Nice little move right there. Able to get the shot going. Now it's a 3-point game.
And that gives Blakemore 20. Blakemore versus Hill is what we're seeing right now, a lot of it.
Well, it's been a really interesting and such an awesome matchup to see some of the top players in GLVC go at it. It's going to be a timeout on the floor. UINDY 60, Southwest Baptist 57, 6:31 left to play in this 4th quarter. And on that moment, let's go down on the sidelines with Elijah Sutton.
Hey guys, that was a weird quarter. Coach Mark Mitchell has actually been bringing his team over after every free throw to tell them to slow down the pace. He's noticed that the Bearcats have been using their fast pace and their quick movement of the ball to get ahead this quarter. They've been really beating the Hounds on the fast breaks, and I think he's trying to alleviate some of that issues with this timeout. We'll see how the rest of this quarter shapes out. Both these teams are real hungry. Back up to you two.
When we return, 4th quarter action resumes here on UINDY TV and the GLVC Sports Network.
Hey, it's Giselle here on 88.7 WICR.
88.7 The Diamond, the only jazz and classical station in Indianapolis, completely led by the students of the University of Indianapolis. Listen to us on iHeartRadio, TuneIn app, FM radio, HD radios, or even on our website at wicronline.org, a different kind of public radio.
Back here at Nickerson Hall, only a 3-point game. UINDY currently leads 60, Southwest Baptist 57, 6:31 left to play in this fourth quarter. And Jace, it's been a nice battle between both these teams. UINDY's definitely trying to look for revenge from Southwest Baptist.
Yeah, that revenge would be very sweet after losing to them last year in the GLVC tournament in the first round of it too. And UINDY right now sitting up 4th in the GLVC, so maybe they'll get a little bit of a higher seeding and get an easier matchup next later on in the tournament, which they could see this Bearcat team there, because they're fairly close in those rankings, and they could see each other then.
They definitely can see each other. It's going to be a foul on Claudia Van Zant, and that's going to be her 4th of the game as well. So Southwest Baptist in a little bit of foul trouble, and she's also one of the leading players for Southwest Baptist, as she's 16th in the GLVC when it comes to rebounds and 14th when it comes to offensive rebounds. So she's going to go and sit out on the bench. So on the floor for Southwest Baptist is Emma Perry, Kylie Massey, Callan Stumbo, Tegan Bauer, and Kelsey Blakemore.
I don't know if you can see down there, but Sadie Hill and Tegan Brower were going at it down there in the paint. Brower trying not to let Sadie Hill get that ball, but Sadie Hill still got her way.
And Tegan Bauer is now going to be charged with another foul in today's game. Well, that's going to go the other way for the Bearcats.
And they have the chance to tie up the game with a 3-ball here. Will they go that way?
Kelsey Blakemore's shot just a little too short right there, and goes the other way for UINDY. Wells bounce pass to Ortiz, who dishes it back to Wells. 17 seconds left on the shot clock. Wells looking at Mark Mitchell, kind of telling them to slow things down, as Elijah mentioned. That's what Mark Mitchell's been telling the girls to do. Wells driving in for a right-hand layup. Too short right there, as a couple girls fell. Tegan Bauer passes it to a wide open Kylie Massey. Kylie Massey not able to connect. And it's going to go UIndy's way. As now things are starting to get more aggressive here, Jason, Nickerson Hall.
It's a big game here in the GLVC. The Bearcats looking to move up in the GLVC. They're currently 11th, but a win here could propel them up to 9th or even 10th. But the Greyhounds still trying to hold that 4th position. They're tied up with Missouri S&T, a team they play in the last game of the season. Every game here in the GLVC is the big game.
As going to send La Flaca to the free throw line. She drains that free throw, putting 3 points on today's game. So far, La Flaca is a 53% free throw shooter. Now make it 4 points in today's game. Stumbo swings it out to Massey, swings it out to Bauer. Stumbo kind of going a little bit inside. And it's going to be foul on Alana Wells. That's going to be her 3rd foul, and that's going to be the team's 3rd foul. So Stumbo's going to go underneath the basket and inbound the ball. Finds Kelsey Blakemore. Kelsey Blakemore, tough shot over 2 Greyhound players. Kelsey Blakemore getting 22 on today. 4:47 left to play in this 4th quarter. UINDY with the 3-point lead, 62 Southwest 59. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. Sadie Hill drives in. Just has to throw one in there before a shot clock violation. Tegan Bauer. And that's going to be a foul on Sadie Hill. And Mark Mitchell, Coach Jowers, is definitely not happy with that. Some Greyhound fans have some choice words for these referees.
And you can see the emotion in Sadie Hill too. Only her first foul of the game, but she let out a loud scream after that. Not very happy with the refs, but you can tell how much this game means to her. Her last home game of her UINDY career. She definitely wants to get a win on the board tonight.
This matchup between her and Tegan Brower have been so fun to watch, as both girls have been really aggressive, and Tegan Brower putting up a fight. She nearly lost that ball, couldn't control it. So for me, UIND basketball is my fellow region rat is going to check back in. Maya Scheidt in place of Williams Harris.
Both of the graduating players in now to close this game out possibly.
In their last regular season game just before the GLBC tournament. Hill driving in and make that right there a new career high, 26 points for Sadie Hill.
And what better night to do it than her last home game in front of a fairly decent crowd here at Nickerson Hall, in front of her family, friends. Career high for Sadie Hill.
What a career from Sadie Hill. She could possibly make it even more. Tegan Bauer couldn't connect on that hand. It's recovered by Wells. She goes coast to coast. Hands it off to Maya Scheidt. Kind of holds things. Instead, she goes on the Indianapolis logo. Mark Mitchell stomping his feet, yelling at his girls. Liv Becker driving in. The left hand with her floater. Oh, it nearly went in, but it just bounced right back out. Still, UIND has the lead at 64. Now we're seeing some substitutions for Southwest Baptist as Claudia Van Zandt and Tori Hamilton check back into the game for the Bearcats, as both girls have 4 fouls, so they gotta really be careful on what they do, because they're both very crucial to this Bearcats team, as one of them could possibly foul out. Kelsey Blakemore sinks her first free throw, been perfect from the free throw line. 5 of 5. I'll make it 6 of 6. Now it's a 3-point game. UIND 64, Southwest Baptist 61.
We've been at this 3-point margin multiple times in this fourth quarter. UIND is just squeaking it out right now.
Sadie Hill over the tough Tori Hamilton. Now it's just the size matchup that Sadie Hill just can't win. Only goes the other way. I didn't see it on that end, but it looks like it's going to be on Sadie Hill, as she's very frustrated with that call. That's going to send Tori Hamilton to the free throw line. 2 of 3 here from the charity stripe here today. Make it 2 of 4. She misses her first. And Jace, 2:29 left to play in this fourth quarter. If you are Mark Mitchell, what are you going to tell his girls to efficiently close out this game with the victory?
Got to box out more on the rebounding. They're down by 12 in that category. That's been a problem for the Greyhounds throughout the whole course of the year in the rebounding game. Yeah, that 40-28 Southwest Baptist advantage. They got to start boxing out, get those rebounds. Because a rebound can get you either second chance points or get you the ball off of a Southwest Baptist miss.
2:22 left to play. Very close game here in Nickerson Hall. A 2-point game. UIND lead 64-62. Another block. People are hosting block parties here today. As Van Zandt almost shot it, but instead hands it off to Perry. Perry hands it off to Blakemore. Double teamed by Becker and Wells, as it's a steal. Wells with the layup, right hand layup. Now UIND with the 4-point lead. Stumbo on the Indianapolis logo. her and Maya Scheidt match up. Blakemore. Overhead pass to Hamilton. And it's going to be a foul on that play. Sadie Hill is very upset, as you can see in her face right there.
That's been 3 quick fouls from Sadie Hill, now getting herself into foul trouble, not where she wants to be here in the later stages of the game.
Since then, Tori Hamilton again to the free throw line. As the referees are kind of talking to both her and Stumble and Wells. This Greyhound crowd is starting to come up a little bit more as she misses her first free throw. The men's game against Southwest Baptist is going to be here shortly here on UINDY TV and the GLVC Sports Network as well. Tori Hamilton misses both free throws, and that was a key, crucial part of this game right here. Alana Wells is fouled on the end, and it looks like Tori Hamilton is not happy, and she's gonna be fouled out. That is gonna be her 5th foul to the game, and that's gonna send her to the bench. She's gonna hit the showers a little bit early here today. In for her is Tegan Bauer.
And you got Wells at the free throw line. We've seen her in the 4th quarter so often in this spot. And she might not be, top 3 on this team from behind the stripe, but in the clutch, she makes these.
She's one of those key, reliable players in these late game situations. Like you mentioned, that clutchness is coming through. Jace sinks the first one. So out on the floor for UINDY is Wells, Scheidt, Hill with Anjakamba. Out on the floor for Southwest Baptist is Blakemore, Perry, Stumbo, Van Zandt, and Bauer. Sinks her second.
What did I say? She does not miss those shots in the clutch. She's been doing it so often this season. We've seen it so much.
As my friend Maddie Fisher likes to call her, the elusive Alana. There's going to be a timeout. Kelsey Kaiser is going to call a timeout. It's going to be a 30-second timeout. It is a 6-point lead for UINDY. 1:10 left to play in this second half. I'm Giselle Valentine. Alongside to my left is Jace Hodge with Elijah Sutton down on the sideline. Very close game between both these two teams. Both kind of similar, but different at the same time. As Stumbo is now being double teamed. And Blakemore just fell. And now Bowser gets her first 2 points of today's game. 53 seconds left to play. Everyone at Nickerson is standing up on their feet. Scheidt holding out on the ball, looking at Mark Mitchell. Listen to him tell the play. 9 seconds left of the shot clock. Now 5 seconds left. Passes it to Hill. Hill had to throw it up there, but she's gonna be charged. There's gonna be a foul drawn on her. I was gonna send her to the free throw line as Mark Mitchell telling all his girls to come over there so he could talk to them. Except for Sadie Hill.
For the Bearcats is the worst case scenario. You let the entire shot clock run down and you foul them right as it's on one of the shot clock. You lost 20-something seconds of time there and fouled, gave Sadie Hill 2 shots here.
Sadie Hill has a new career high, 26 points. Make it 27 points. From the free throw line, she's been 4 and 5. She makes this, she'll be 5 of 6. And she does. Now UINDY has the 6-point lead as a timeout is drawn by Southwest Baptist. So we're gonna take time and we're gonna actually keep it right here. 30 seconds left to play in this game, Jace. You were Coach Kelsey Kaiser for Southwest Baptist. I know we were talking about if you were Mark Mitchell. Now let's flip it. If you were Coach Kelsey Kaiser, what are you telling your girls right now? What do they need to do in 30 seconds?
Well, first you can tell them that they're still in this game. It's only a 2-possession game, 6 points off. Right here, you don't have to go for a 3, but if you can get an open look from behind the arc, you definitely want to take it. And if I were to draw one up for a certain player, it'd probably be for Emma Perry. She's knocked down a few today, and she can shoot the 3-ball pretty well.
And speaking of threes, like you mentioned, Southwest Baptist has been 3 of 15 from behind the arc here today, while UINDY's been 4 of 10 from beyond the arc.
So maybe they don't go that way. Maybe they try to get in the paint first. If they get nothing going, then they have to just chuck one up from behind the arc. See what they go to here.
Speaking of points in the paint, Southwest Baptist has 32, UINDY has 34. Jumbo on the baseline, she's going to inbound the ball. Finds Blakemore, that pass is deflected, and it's going to be a foul on Jacomba as Blakemore falls on the ground. She's very frustrated, but Sadie Hill is telling her it's all right, it's all good, we're still in this.
And this honestly might be the best case scenario for the Bearcats. Time is stopped, you have a chance to get 2 free points, then you can play the foul game with the Greyhounds, hope that the Greyhounds miss a few.
Chikamba is going to step out on the bench. In for her is Williams-Harris, and it's going to send Blakemore again to the free throw line, and she surprisingly misses her first. She's been nearly perfect in the free throw line. 7 of 7, now make it 7 of 8.
And that one could sting come the end of the game.
Drains her second. Now it's going to be a timeout by Mark Mitchell. He's not happy with what he's seeing. We're also going to take a timeout. We will have a winner when we return here on UINDY TV and the GLVC Sports Network. It is a 5-point lead from the Greyhounds here in Nickerson Hall on senior day. 29 seconds left to play in this game, and it's been a quite intense battle between both these teams. And as I'm seeing on the stat lines as well, not only did Tori Hamilton foul out, but also Tegan Bauer also did too. So in for Bauer is Kylie Kmassey.
And Brower was the replacement for Hamilton, so now they have to go to the third option down there. And look who's at the line. Sadie Hill, 28 points. She hits these two, and she has 30 points on the night.
Bianca Oliver is gonna check out of the game. In for her is Claudia Van Zandt, and that's another player who's in foul trouble. She has 4. She makes one more foul. That's going to be the third player for Southwest Baptist to foul out. Sadie Hill sinks her first one.
This one's for 30. She's got it.
Now reaching the 30-point mark here at Nickerson Hall. And it's going to be another timeout by Southwest Baptist. It's going to be a 30-second. Now in that moment, we are going to take time and step aside here on UINDY TV and the GLVC Sports Network.
Hey, it's Giselle here on 88.7 WICR.
88.7 The Diamond, the only jazz and classical station in Indianapolis, completely led by the students of the University of Indianapolis. Listen to us on iHeartRadio, TuneIn app, FM radio, HD radios, or even on our website at wicronline.org, a different kind of public radio.
Sadie Hill, 30 on today's contest in Senior Day, the last regular season game for UINDY against this 12 and 13 Southwest Baptist team. As it was a steal, and Sadie Hill is going to throw it to Lauren With, who's going to throw it back to Wells. It's going to be a foul drawn, and that pretty much with 13 seconds left, it's going to seal the deal right there, Jace.
Should seal the deal. Wells, 2 more shots. Like I said, she's been clutched from behind the stripe in these times. But right here, up by 7, not really too worried if she misses 1 or 2.
So far, Sadie Hill is the only player in double figures for the Greyhounds. The second leading scorer for the Greyhounds, tied at 8 points apiece, is Lauren With and Jody Mullins. Sinks her first one as both men's team for Southwest Baptist and UINDY Greyhounds are looking at in the tunnels to see the outcome of this game. And that's why they call her the elusive Alana. Sinks the second. Now she ties second leading scorer for the Greyhounds at 8 points, tied with Mullins and With. Sadie Hill's going to grab the rebound. Whistle is blown.
And I've been very impressed as well with the free throw shooting. 21 of 24, almost 88% from the charity stripe tonight. And Sadie Hill's a chance to add on 2 more to her total now.
Speaking of Southwest Baptist, Claudia Van Zandt also has 5 fouls. So 3 players for Southwest Baptist, Claudia Van Zandt, Tori Hamilton, and Tegan Brower, all foul out.
And Sadie Hill's just adding on now, 31 points.
What a day here at Nickerson Hall, her last regular home season game. She's making her history known right there. Now make it 32 points. It's only 5 seconds left of today's contest. It's going to be thrown in the air, and that will be all she wrote as UINDY now moves to 15 and 11 on the season, while Southwest Baptist falls to 12 and 14 on the season. And we'll just hear from our sideline reporter as he gets a chance to interview head coach Mark Mitchell in just one moment. But Jace, what an amazing game from Greyhounds. They lost Thursday night. They win this one to get back in the win column.
I mean, that loss on Thursday, what can you do much? I mean, it's number 2 team in the nation. They've lost 1 game all year to the top team in the nation. But they came here tonight, got that big win, 11-7 now, 4th in the conference.
Now that moment, we'll head down to the sidelines with our sideline reporter Elijah Sutton as he's with head coach UINDY Mark Mitchell.
Hey, Jason Giselle. I'm down here with Coach Mark Mitchell for the UINDY Hounds, the girls' women's basketball team. So I see that y'all right straight off the tip-off are pressuring them right off the get-go and force the turnover down here. How important and crucial was that to be able to set that tone at the beginning of the game?
That was the mindset for the night. We just wanted to play pressure defense and try to keep them off the free throw line, play pressure defense without fouling. And I think we did a pretty good job.
Yeah. And so, of course, this was Sadie and Maya's senior game. This is their senior night. So do you think that affected the team in any way? Like, are you guys now thinking about next year without them and seeing how you guys can play?
We're thinking about next game. You know, next possession. That's what we're thinking about right now. Maya and Sadie is crucial to our program. Two wonderful leaders that we have here, our team captains. I want to give a special shout out to Marissa Knobloch, who's also a senior who couldn't be here with us, who didn't play this season because of her injury. Shout out to her and her family as well.
Man, that was a really good game. I love seeing y'all play, and I love seeing you coach. Have a good one. Well, you guys heard it here first from Coach Mark Mitchell. He was happy with how they played, and now he's happy for thinking about next game. He's thinking about next season. Back up to you and Jason Giselle. That was a good game.
All right, thank you so much for your amazing work, Elijah. And we're going to keep things right here as both men's teams are making their way up the court for shoot-around. And Jace, what an amazing game from UINDY, as you mentioned. They get the win. They're going to head out to a 2-game road trip in their final road trip of the season, facing against Missouri St. Louis and Missouri S&T. Your final score, UINDY 76, Southwest Baptist 65. For Nathaniel Finch, Owen Cooper, Logan Wong, Naya Ortiz, Carter Sloan, Andile Becker, Elijah Sutton, and Jace Hodge. I'm Giselle Valentin saying so long from Nickerson Hall.